Hi. So, I think Liverpool are going to sign Hugo Ekitike. I actually think that all of the reports that have been coming out in the past week, all these little things saying Liverpool are interested in Alexander Isak. There's a possibility Newcastle are going to be offering Isak a new contract. Things like that will have people thinking that if Isak didn't accept the new contract, then there will be a window of opportunity for Liverpool to sign him. I don't think Liverpool are in the business of throwing 120 to 150 million pounds at a, you could call Newcastle a rival, but even if you weren't, because Liverpool, you could say that they're not quite yet at the point of challenging for a title, which Liverpool are at. They are still a rival for Champions League contention every season. And so to hand them that kind of money, knowing that they are obviously in a bind, because you can see that by the number of failed transfers that they've tried to get over the line for relatively modest sums. I don't think any of the proposed transfers that Newcastle have tried to make have been for ridiculous amounts of money, and they haven't got any of them over the line. Just a few days ago, João Pedro signed for Chelsea instead of Newcastle, who were quite interested in him, as well as Brian Mbeumo, who they seem to have been blown out of the water by Manchester United and their offers, even though they haven't been successful, but it's obviously too steep for Newcastle. So I think that Liverpool were playing a waiting game, waiting to see what Chelsea were doing. I think Chelsea were the only other club who were going to offer to be a serious bidding rival for the services of Hugo Ekitike. So I think Liverpool waited so that they've seen Chelsea spend yet more money, and to the tune of 50 to 60 million on João Pedro, which will firstly limit their ability to spend possibly £85 million on Hugo Ekitike. But the fact that they now have Nicholas Jackson, Liam Delap, and João Pedro, who can all play as strikers, to keep happy and to rotate, I don't think there is any room for another striker to be successfully incorporated into Chelsea's attack without first selling someone. There is a possibility of moving Nicholas Jackson to left wing, but I think that'd be a retrograde step, having spent 2 seasons developing him as a striker. And the fact that they've signed Jamie Gittins as well, even though he plays on the right, they've still got Madueke there. They've still got Neto. Can't remember who all the wingers are, but yeah. So I think we should expect to see Liverpool making a move for Hugo Ekitike in the coming days, because I don't think they're going to be throwing double the amount that they're likely to pay for him to prize Alexander Isak away from Newcastle. For Newcastle, I actually think that's bad news, because I think they could do with the injection of cash that selling Alexander Isak would bring to enable them to build the squad and their team. But I think they're going to have to sell another one of their crown jewels. And the only one really who could generate some money, well, enough money that they probably want to sell. I don't think they'd want to sell any of their central midfielders, Bruno Guimaraes or Tonali. I don't think Joelinton would garner the same amounts as the other 2 players. So I think the only other player who they would get a decent amount for is Anthony Gordon, who has been rumoured to be linked with Liverpool. Obviously, he's a Liverpool supporter, and so that would work. But again, I think that's dependent on other dominoes falling for Liverpool, because Luis Diaz would have to leave in order for there to be a spot on the left wing. But anyway, I think, as I said, Hugo Ekitike is going to be going to Liverpool. So Watch this space.